Hi there, everybody. I hope you guys are doing good, and I hope that these videos are helping you guys. Today we're going to go ahead and do lesson 111 in math. Okay. Um, our focus in this one is talking about adding. Okay, we've learned a bunch of different addition facts. If we were at school, we would do our wrap-up keys. But we're not there, so we'll just talk about adding a number to 9, okay? If you look in your worksheets, you should have fact homework 111, okay? All right. This worksheet, the first 2 rows, those have numbers that you add to 9, okay? So I'll have you guys work on this after we're done with the video, but if you want to look at it with me right now, I will talk about a couple of them, okay? The first problem on the paper is 3 plus 9. Okay, so remember when we talked about adding 9 to a number? If you remember 10, adding 10 to 3 would be 13. Because remember, your ones placed, you're just going to have that 3 and the 0 from the 10, right? So your one place would stay 3, right? Well, 9 is 1 less than 10. So if you know that 3 plus 10 is 13, you should be able to quickly take 1 off of that and say 3 plus 9 is 12. If that makes sense to you. If it does not, you can also fill in the space to 10. I do this sometimes when I'm adding numbers quickly in my head. So if you know that 1 more from 9 would equal 10, you could go ahead and take that number from the 3 in your mind, okay, and add it to the 9. So then you would have 2 plus 10. Whichever way it works for you in your mind. If it's easier for you to just think about the 9 by itself, not as being related to 10, then whatever's working well for you. But hopefully one of those ways that you can manipulate that 9 to make it a 10 to make it easier for you to remember, okay? Just like when we did the doubles and the doubles plus 1, okay? So 3 plus 9 is 12. 8 plus 9, okay, if we take 1 from that 8, we get 7, so it'd be 17, okay? Just like when we learned 8 plus 10 would be 18, okay? 1 less would be 17. And it's a double plus 1, actually, 8 plus 9, because you know that 8 plus 8 is 16, so 1 more would be 17. Okay, so 8 plus 9 is 17. All right, 0 plus 9, anytime you add a number to 0, you're left with that number. So it's just like when we talk about if you have no candy at all, and I give you 9 pieces of candy, then all you have is 9 pieces of candy, okay? Because you started out with nothing else. All right, so like I said, you guys can finish that one after you finish watching the video. All right, the next worksheet you should have in your things is the lesson worksheet 111. All right, lesson worksheet 111. You see you've got some math problems on the side, and then next to it you have a bunch of squares or a grid, however your eyes are interpreting that. So what those are meant to be is like our linking cubes that we would use in class, okay? So if you look at each row, you'll see down the center there is a darker line, okay? So if you look at it, see all the lines are pretty light, and right in the middle of each one there's this dark line, okay? That dark line is going to be the separation between the two sections of cube. Okay, so if you look at that first problem, it says 5 plus 3 equals. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a crayon or your pencil, whichever way feels good to you. All right, and you're going to color in on the first section. You're going to color in 5 of those squares to represent this 5 in the problem. Okay, then on the other side of that dark line, you're going to color 3 of them to represent your 3. Okay, so you should have 5 squares colored in, and then on the other side of the dark line, 3 squares colored in, okay? Because you have 5 and you have 3, all right? Then you can count all of the colored squares, and you have your answer, okay? So 5 plus 3, think about it. 5 plus 3 equals 8, okay? So you should have counted 8 colored squares if you colored 5 and then colored 3. All right, so you'll do that for each of the problems as you move down the paper. The first number of the problem, just like we did in the first one, the 5 was the first number, so you first colored in 5. 2 was your second number, so on the other side of the dark line, you colored in, I think I said 2. 3 was your second one, so you'd color in 3 squares on the other side of that dark line, okay? Because 5 plus 3 equals 8. Okay, so the next one, they're trying to kind of make you think a little bit because they have 3 plus 5, okay? So it's the same thing as 5 plus 3. They're just switching those numbers around. So on this one, you would color 3 squares, and then on the other side of the dark line, you would color 5 squares. All right? So this one you can finish up after you're done watching the video also. All right? So right now, I am going to go through the next worksheet that you guys have to do. All right? Okay, so we have our guided class practice 111A. All right? Now, my intention is to do this in a way where you guys can see it. So bear with me, I'll get better at this, okay? All right, so if you look up here at the very top, you see it says that they want you to draw a 2-inch line segment for your name. Okay, so I threw a ruler in everybody's bag, so you have a ruler from the classroom. You want to line it up. Remember, you need to line up the dot with where the ruler begins, or if there's a little line to show you where it begins, line it up with that line. But I'm pretty sure I gave everybody a ruler where you can line it up with the edge of the ruler, okay? So you just want to double check on your ruler like we talked about in class, that that is where they start. Sometimes at the beginning of the ruler, a little ways in, they'll have the little line to get started. But like I said, I'm pretty sure I gave everybody a ruler that does not do that, that you can just start from the edge. So you want to line up with that dot, and then you draw until you get to the 2, okay? Now remember, if it's really, really small, the answer you're getting, then you might be on the centimeter side of the ruler. So you want to flip it over so you're looking at the inches. You want 2 inches here, okay? Once you get that done, you're going to write your name, date, day of the week, all right? I know day of the week is kind of hard since we're not going to school. But this assignment, I believe I gave you guys for Tuesday, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and fill in Tuesday. And today's date, if it's Tuesday, it is April 7th, 2020. All right, so I got my date filled in for 7/20, and today would be Tuesday. All right, so now number 1 says write the number 100 on the place value chart. Okay, so write the number 100 on the place value chart. Okay, so see, we've got a place value chart right here, just like on our student of the day board. Okay, we have a hundreds place, tens place, and a ones place. Okay, so if we're going to write the number 100, we have 1, 0, 0. Okay, so see, yours should look like this. So you've got 1, 0, 0. That is the number 100. Okay, now it says circle the digit that tells the number of tens. Okay, so remember, a digit is that single number. Okay, so how many digits are in the number 100? 3. Okay, because the 1 is a digit, the 0 is a digit, and the 0 is a digit. Okay, so their question, circle the digit that tells the number of tens. It's going to be in that box that says tens. Okay, so we're going to circle that 0. All right. All right, number 2. Sammy and his mother made a dozen cupcakes. Draw the cupcakes. All right, so here's the box. All right, I'm going to draw a dozen cupcakes. Do you guys remember what a dozen is? A dozen is 12. Okay, so hopefully you remembered that. So I'm going to draw 12 cupcakes. I'm going to just do circles. Now, if you feel like, drawing beautiful cupcakes, you can, or if you just want to do circles, you can, but for the purposes of not making you stare at me and watch me while I quietly draw a bunch of cupcakes, I just did circles. All right, so Sammy and his brother made a dozen cupcakes. Draw the cupcakes. All right, so I've got 12 circles in my box. All right, it says they put green frosting on a half dozen. Okay, use a green crayon to show that. All right, so a half dozen. So a dozen is 12. Do you all remember what a half dozen would be? Or can you quickly think of what it would be? Okay. All right. Well, half of it, I happen to have drawn it. Okay. So we've got, there's 12 circles here, and I put the same amount on the top and the bottom. Because remember, in order for it to be a half, it has to be divided right down the middle of whatever we're talking about. So if it's in half, the number on each side will be the same. Okay? So if you divide, or if you section 12 into 2 equal parts, they each have 6 in it. Okay? So that means we are coloring 6 of the cupcakes green. Alright, so I'm going to do that now. Right. Now they want to know how many cupcakes have green frosting. We just talked about it. It would be 6 cupcakes. So I'm going to write a 6 on the line. Alright, so see in my picture, I colored half of them. I colored 6 cupcakes, and I drew a 6 on the line. Alright, it's now number 3. It says, Harry and his brother and sister will share the cupcakes with green frosting. Okay, Harry and his brother and sister will share the cupcakes with green frosting. Alright, so then they want to know how many children will share the cupcakes. Alright, so Harry, his brother, and his sister. Okay, so how many people is that? Okay, so we have 3. Alright, so how many children will share the cupcakes? Alright, so see, I put a 3 on this line because Harry, his brother, and his sister, that's 3 children. Okay? Alright, now it says, draw a plate for each child. Show how the children will share the cupcakes with the green frosting. So if we're drawing a plate for each child and there are 3 children, 3 plates. Alright, so we're going to do this in this second box here. Okay? So I'm just going to make 3 big circles so that I can put the cupcakes on the 3 plates. Alright? So we've got 3 plates. Now, remember, they're only sharing the cupcakes that have green frosting. So do you remember how many cupcakes they're going to share? 6. Alright, so we need 6 cupcakes to go on these 3 plates. There are different ways that you can figure this out. I am going to go through and I'm going to put 1 cupcake on each plate until I get to 6. Okay? So I will show you if I can do this backwards. Alright, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have 6 cupcakes And there's an equal amount on each plate. Nobody is going to get all the cupcakes or anything. Okay, so there are 2 cupcakes on each plate. So for 3 children to share those 6 cupcakes, each one is going to get 2. Okay, so see, each plate has 2 cupcakes on it. All right, I hope that made sense. All right. Number 4, color the penny brown. All right, so you guys know they try to trick us with this. So you want to look at those coins, look at them careful. I did not have a brown ready. So I'm going to look. All right, so you want to look at those coins. Hopefully you're able to recognize fairly quickly what they are. The first coin in the lineup, I know that I can't see the president on that coin's shirt. Okay, so I know he's not a penny. You remember on the penny you can see Abraham Lincoln's shirt. The other presidents on the coins, you can't see all their clips. This guy, you can see his collar a little bit, but you can't see the front of his shirt the way that we saw on the pennies, right? Okay, so the faces that I can see, I know those aren't pennies. All right, now some of the coins are flipped over, so I'm going to look at the backs of those. All right, so all 3 of the coins that are flipped over have a building on them. They don't all look like they're the same building, but they all have a building. And we know that the penny has a building on it, right? All right, so that's not going to help me enough. Okay, so now I need to look a little closer. Now I need to be able to read those number words. That's why it's important. That's why we've been learning them in class, okay? So some of them say 5 cents. Some of them say 1 cent. How much money is a penny? 1 cent, right? Do you guys remember which coin is 5 cents? It's a nickel, all right? So I only see one coin that says 1 cent right there. So I'm going to color it brown. You should be doing the same. All right, so we know that the nickels are 5 cents. Now we have to count and find out how much money it is, okay? So I'm not going to try to write backwards, but I'm going to count back with it up here for you guys, okay? So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and one more would be 26, okay? To make sure that you figure out whether or not it is a nickel or a dime, remember, the dimes are the same size as the penny. They just have those differences, like on the back there's plants or flowers instead of a building, and on the front of it you can't see the front of the president's shirt like you can on a penny. Okay, the other coins, if you look at this, these nickels are a little bit bigger than the penny. It's a little bit more obvious in real life when you show the coins that they're bigger, but you can see that those are bigger. So remember, it says that they are worth 5 cents. Even if you forget that at any point, remember on the back of the coins they have the number value that it is. So it says 5 cents there. All right. So we counted by 5s and we added that one and we got 26 cents. Don't forget to put the C with the line through it. Okay. So remember, if it doesn't say cents, it could be 27, anything. All right, number 5. Find the answers. Okay. So the first 4 math problems, they are sums of 10. So 2 numbers that equal up to 10. We spent a lot of time on this before the break, so hopefully you remember some of it, okay? So what number plus 8 equals 10? Okay, hopefully you said 2, okay? Because 2 plus 8 equals 10. All right, 3 plus what equals 10? Hopefully you said 7, because 3 plus 7 equals 10. All right, the next one is something plus 4 equals 10. Okay, and that will be 6 plus 4. All right, and 5 plus, the easiest one, 5 plus what equals 10? 5 plus 5. Okay, so hopefully you remembered those. The next group is going to be subtracting numbers from 10. Okay, so remember we talked about if you know the sums of 10, then these ones where you're subtracting will be pretty easy. Okay, because you're just doing it the other way. So really, we're doing the same exact thing we did over here because we filled in the numbers that were missing in our addition. So we're really just finding the two numbers that equal 10 again while we subtract, okay? So 7 minus 3, we come over here, we saw that, 10 minus 3, we saw over here a 3 and a 7 equal 10. So 10 minus 3 is 7, okay? All right, after that we have 10 minus 1, which is, what's 1 less than 9? Or I'm giving you all the answers. 1 less than 10 is 9, okay? And 10 minus 6, you know that 6 and what number equal 10? 4, okay? And then the last one, 10 minus 2, the answer would be 8, okay? So hopefully those were the answers you got. Hopefully you remember that stuff. If you guys have any kind of trouble with the worksheets that I told you to do after the video is complete, you can ask your parents or have them your parents send me an email. Either way, but hopefully that was pretty easy. If it wasn't, ask me. And if you don't have time to do all 3 worksheets, just have your parents let me know. Shouldn't be a big deal. All right? I love you guys, and I hope you're having a good day. Bye.